Good day, everyone, and another episode of the Pokemon Online Battle Series. The theme I'm using is called Scyther, and it's by the user Zodiac. Now, I've recently created a bunch of new teams with a lot of creative ideas. I really wanted to try out a lot of different play styles and strategies and see how successfully they perform in the current metagame. I'm hoping to revive the Team of the Week series again, and I may use many of these teams. So if you guys want the Team of the Week episodes again, then please post in the comments below so that I know that you guys are interested. Also, if you guys have any great ideas or want me to make a team around a certain Pokemon set, combination, theme, or even strategy, then please post on the comments below. If I like your idea, then I might make a team using your idea and use it for the PO Battle series. And of course, I will give you credit for it. So, without further ado, let's start battling. There are so many teams to choose from. Last battle, I've used a Rainstall team with Rocky Helmet, Garchomp, and Ferrothorn. So, I'll use something different this time. An offensive team. Let's try this team. It's with the strategy Custap Berry, Skarmory, and Gengar to avoid Rapid Spin, and basically sweep with a bunch of offensive Pokemon. Now, I know you guys have been asking me to ignore spectators, so I'm going to do that right away. Okay, because the spectators may sometimes be quite annoying, and I get that. So, let's see, I'm up against Mia Fey. His or her team is Garchomp, Terrakion, Gengar, Scizor, Latios, and Skarmory. Stealth Rock supporter, either Garchomp, Terrakion, or Skarmory. He's probably gonna lead off with Skarmory. Since he also has a Gengar, he's using Skarmory Custap Berry strategy. And this team is basically almost just like mine. Wow. What are the odds? Okay, could lead off with my own Skarmory, go for the speed tie win, or I could just lead off with my Starmie, go with something like Ice Beam and then finish off the Skarmory, but mm, I could just Rapid Spin at any moment with Starmie because Gengar can't really stop me because I'm a Life Orb Starmie, so I'm just gonna lead off with Skarmory instead. He leads off with his Gengar, that's fine with me. I'll use yeah, I'm just gonna go for the straightaway Stealth Rock. And now he's probably gonna use Focus Blast right now. So I'm gonna switch out to Scizor. No, he uses Thunder. Okay, it missed because of course there's no rain. Only has 70% chance. And so I'm gonna, instead of using Bullet Punch, he's probably gonna switch out. So I'm gonna use U-Turn. Yeah, he switches out to Skarmory. Now I have the initiative of choosing any Pokemon I want. I can go with my Starmie here, and it hits anything hard with the Life Orb Hydro Pump, except his Latios. So let's see if he does go to that. I could just go with Thunderbolt, or even I could go with the Ice Beam, but he doesn't have a safe switch out, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he switches to. Go with the Hydro Pump. He does switch out to Latios, but I miss unfortunately. Oh well, Hydro Pump would have definitely done a lot. And I don't want to go to Scizor here because he might have Thunderbolt or Hidden Power Fire. I'm worried about Hidden Power Fire, so I'm going to switch out to Skarmory. Uses Dragon Pulse. I would have lived that, but it would have been a 2 HKO if not for the critical hit. Okay, so it is a Life Orb Latios, so most likely has the move Hidden Power Fire. Now, let's see. I'll go to. I don't want to go to Scizor here because he might have hidden power first. I have to go to my Starmie to use Ice Beam. He doesn't have a safe switch out, so he switches to his Skarmory to take the Ice Beam. And Ice Beam would most likely take down his Skarmory since it's not a defensive Skarmory, and it's not especially defensive Skarmory, I should say. So he goes to his Garchomp. So that tells me his Garchomp is probably Choice Scarfed that he went to. No, but he used that to force my Starmie to switch out. So he switches out to Scizor here. So this tells me that his Scizor might be a Swords Dancing Scizor. Why else would he double switch like that? So I'm gonna use U-turn, and I could go to my Dragonite, but I don't want to break its multi-scale because that's gonna be pretty helpful. So I could go to my Garchomp. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to my Garchomp, take a superpower, okay? And he's most likely gonna switch out to something like Latios or whatever he switches out to. He's not gonna take a Outrage too well. So I'm gonna use Outrage because his defense fell with that superpower, so it's gonna do a lot more even if he stays in. But he doesn't want to stay in. Now he doesn't know whether I'm scarfed or not. So he switches to Terrakion. I'm not scarfed actually. I'm a Yakberry, a Garchomp. So that Terrakion was a pretty slow Terrakion. Um, hmm. Now I know my Scizor is faster, so I could just send in my Scizor and take it out with a Bullet Punch. Should I do that? Well, his team is weakened. Now if I use Bullet Punch, it's gonna force him to send in his Garchomp after I kill his Scizor. So, do I want to force him to send in his Garchomp? Yeah, why not? Because if he does, then I can just switch out to my Gengar, and I don't really need my Gengar. I can just sweep him later on. Here, watch. He might use Fire Fang, unless if it's a Choice Scarfed Garchomp. I'm gonna use Substitute here and Shadow Ball. Let's see. Use a Surf. I did not win the speed tie. Doesn't matter. Now his last Pokemon is Garchomp, so this battle is basically over. So whether I win the speed tie or not, I lose the speed tie, unless if his Gengar is Choice Scarfed, which is also another possibility. So I'll just finish the game off right here with my Scizor. Bullet Punch will take it out, and then Bullet Punch will weaken his Garchomp, and then I have Extreme Speed Dragonite to finish things off. So that's what I'm gonna do. Uses Outrage because his Garchomp is choice. If he locked himself into a Fire Blast, then that wouldn't be too good for him. So pretty straightforward game. So this is a pretty solid hyper-offensive style team. Now let's try another team out. Um, hmm. Let's try another. This is my Volt Switch team. I'll use it later. Let's try something unique. Oh, I have the perfect unique team right here. This team up against Hipster Jesus Cal. Again, I'm gonna ignore spectators. I gotta remember to do that for every battle now. So I'll just get used to it right now. And his team is Politocha Dinja, Tentacruel, Gothitelle, Smeargle, Duck Trio. Okay. Mm, he might lead off with Smeargle, most likely, to Spore, and then probably do something like, I don't know, Shell Smash. Could be whatever, but I'm gonna lead off with my Jirachi. Now his spinner is his Tentacruel, so I have Thunder for that, doesn't matter. It's a Choice Scarfed Politoed, did a lot of damage. Now he's probably gonna switch out to Tentacruel. Hmm. Can't really take on Tentacruel too well. I have to go to my Dragonite here to take the Hydro Pump. Now he doesn't have any Pokemon to take a. This is one of the unique Dragon Gem Dragonite, and I just had to try it out for myself. And it's a really great Pokemon. It does a lot of damage. It's a great anti-lead. So whatever he switches to is not gonna take Draco Meteor too well. And he doesn't really have anything to take a dragon attack too well. That's interesting. Um, Uses Hydro Pump but misses. In that case, I'm just gonna go for Superpower if he's planning to stay in. Alright, then I'm just gonna kill off his Tentacruel with Draco. No, it doesn't kill off his Tentacruel. Most likely because Tentacruels pack a lot of special. Well, they don't pack special defense EVs, but they're especially defensive in nature. Well, not nature as in nature, Pokemon nature, but as in it has a lot of special defense, let's say. So I'm going to substitute here. I hope I don't get burned. Great. And I'm just gonna use substitute again for safety because I know Sandstorm is gonna take out his Tentacruel, and if Scal does more than 24%, then it's gonna break the substitute, and it does do more than 24%, so it breaks my substitute. But at least I have my guard Tyranitar safe under the substitute. Now I can just use Focus Punch, does more damage than Ice Beam, so I'm gonna go with that. But he's obviously the common Focus Sash like trio. And he's gonna kill my Tyranitar here. Okay, I'm not too worried. In that case, I'm gonna now. He did use Rapid Spin, so he has Shedinja safe. To beat his Shedinja, I'm gonna need Stone Edge, Flamethrower. I'm gonna need to Stealth Rock. But before I do that, send in my Dragon Knight. Use Extreme Speed. Now he's probably gonna switch. No, he's gonna stay in because he doesn't really need his Doug Trio anymore. Other than to set up Stealth Rock, but he lost his opportunity. Politoed. Go to Keldeo. Now I have HP Ghost on this Keldeo, so I can hit his Shedinja hard. Now I'm gonna use Hidden Power Ghost because I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch to his Shedinja. He does. So now he lost his Focus Sash. Now one more shot will take out his Shedinja. So I'm gonna do that. He might switch out actually. But I don't really want this Shedinja to set up. Shedinja Ninja. Shed Ninja. He switches out to Smeargle because HP Ghost is not gonna do anything to a normal type. He's probably gonna set up here with the Spore. And it's probably a Focus Sash Smeargle. I'm gonna switch out to my Synchronize Mew, but it does not really inflict sleep on the opposite Pokemon, Smeargle, which I think it should, cause so I'm gonna switch out to my Dragonite. He's gonna Stealth Rock, okay. I'll just Draco. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Draco, cause that's gonna hit anything hard. He doesn't really want to stay in. And now I'm gonna use Fire Blast to take out his Shedinja. Now he might go with Sword Stance, not expecting a Fire Blast. But I am faster, so I take down his Shedinja. That's great. That's a pretty big problem if I didn't have Stealth Rock. If I didn't have taken out its Focus Sash. Okay, this Toad is Choice Scarfed, so do I really want to take an Ice Beam? Kinda have to. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with could just go to my Drudge because I don't really need it anymore. But it does outspeed his Gothitelle and Smeargle. Tough situation. I'm just gonna weaken it, extreme speed it. And I get lucky with the critical hit, so that helps out. Go to Keldeo. use secret power, and another secret power will take out his Miracle. He doesn't have a safe switch out to Politoed anymore, so I'm not gonna go with Hydro Pump. Now he sends in his Gothitelle, which I'll just use Hydro Pump on it, because in the rain it's gonna do a lot of damage. And the Keldeo set I'm using here is the Expert Belt Keldeo. Now his Gothitelle is Choice Scarfed, but I didn't have enough power to take out my Keldeo. I have 6 HP left. So Gothitelle is a pretty cool Pokemon. The only down part is that it's just not that powerful. And he's gonna finish my Keldeo off because he's Choice Scarfed. But I have Choice Scarfed Landoris, who will be able to take out his Politoed. So Landoris, Earthquake, and that's game. Good game. Alright, my rating now is, let's see, 1286. It went down because of inactivity again, but should go up pretty rapidly, hoping. And let's see, I'll now use another team. Let's go with this team, another offensive style team. Find battle against Mizard or Mizard. His team: Politoed, Ferrothorn, Latios, Vaporeon, Scizor, and Gengar. Okay, maybe a Hydration Vaporeon, Spiker, Stealth Rock supporter, Ferrothorn, and also probably carries Spikes. Latios, maybe Spect or Scarfed, because he doesn't really have a Scarfer. Could be Scizor or Gengar, but I doubt it. Okay, my Stealth Rock supporter is my Air Balloon Heatran, which isn't going to be doing too much other than wilding Ferrothorn and revenge killing Scizor. So what I'll do is I'll lead off with, let's see, the Dragonite I'm using is, I'm pretty sure it's a Choice Band Dragonite. So it does fare off well against his whole team. So I'll lead off with my Choice Scarf Dragonite. He leads off with his Politoed. I could force him to send in his Ferrothorn here. He's probably gonna stay in. I'm just gonna Outrage. The critical hit didn't matter because even the bulkiest Politoed can't live a Choice Banded Outrage. Now he's gonna switch to Ferrothorn most likely. No, what? He switches to his Vaporeon, and it luckily lives at 1%. But I don't know why he would switch to Vaporeon on a likely Choice Banded Dragonite. Hmm. So, he might go with U-turn or Superpower predicting a Heatran. I don't want to lose my Choice Banded Dragonite because that's probably gonna be helpful later. My Scizor is a Flying Gem. Scizor. I don't want his Scizor to set up Sword Stance, but I'm not really too worried because I have Revenge Killer Heatran, which is gonna KO it even in the rain. He might just U-turn. So no, he uses Sword Stance. Okay, Hydro Pump in the rain is gonna do a lot of damage. OHKO Scizor most likely, unless if he's holding special defense in his Scizor. Nope, Scizor's gonna die from the stab and rain boosted Hydro Pump. Okay, Latios probably has Surf because he's using it in the rain, and he might go with Surf or Draco. So either one is gonna do a lot of damage. I'm gonna need my Scizor for his Gengar and to sweep his Ferrothorn. My Kyurem is Choice Scarfed. I'm just gonna go to Heatran because it's pretty unlikely that he's gonna use Surf. Yeah, he uses Psychic. It's a Life Orb, the Latios. Now I'm gonna go to my Kyurem because there's no way he's using a dragon. Oh, what? Okay, he predicted that. Good prediction. Um, okay. His Latios still lives. I'll just send in my Starmie. It's life orbed, so Ice Beam is gonna do a lot of damage. He's gonna be forced to switch out to Fairthorn. And I'm gonna go to my Heatran. Uses Thunder Wave, okay. And he's probably gonna switch out to his Latios now. But it doesn't matter, I'll use Fire Blast. Okay, as expected. I don't want to over predict, so I'm just gonna use Hidden Power Ice. He doesn't use Surf. He was predicting a switch to probably Keldeo to take a Surf. So it's a good thing I didn't over predict. There is no reason for me to over predict at this point, because I basically have this battle in the bag. I just need to sweep Scizor, Swords Dance, and it looks like a clear sweep unless if I get Parahaxed. But even so, Bullet Punch will take out his Gengar, and futile critical hit. That's game. Good game. Yep, 13-12 now, so it's slowly getting back up. Next, another battle. Let's use... Oh, this team that I've just created. It's a pretty cool team, which also uses Hydration Vaporeon, my own style, against Alex Hacks. Ignore spectators. Okay, this team, Politoed, Garchomp. Okay, I know this team. It's, in that case, he's gonna want to lead off with this Jirachi. So I'll lead off with my Donphan, because I can freely spin at any moment. He's gonna want to switch out to something to take Earthquake, and it's probably gonna be his Dragonite, because it's the only Pokemon to take Earthquake, but still, he doesn't really have a safe switch out to Earthquake. So he uses Hidden Power Ice to 60%, and is probably gonna use Stealth Rock here, but I don't really want him to set up Stealth Rock. So what I'll do is, well, I'll just make him think that I'm actually thinking on this. So he's probably gonna go with the Stealth Rock, thinking that I'll switch. So, reverse psychology. Could go with Earthquake, finish off his Jirachi, as he's gonna use Stealth Rock most likely. If he does use Stealth Rock, he's most likely gonna switch out to maybe his Scizor or Dragonite. He doesn't really have a safe switch out, so I'm just gonna use Earthquake. Yep, he does use Stealth Rock as I suspected. Expected. Predicted. Any of those words. Okay, he's probably gonna go to his Choice Band, Dragonite. No, he's gonna go to his Politoed probably, just to force my Donphan to switch out. He does go to his Politoed, I can go to my Toxicroak. So he's actually thinking on that, whether he should send in his Politoed and use something like Hydro Pump, or Ice Beam, or even Psychic. I could also freely switch out to my Vaporeon, which is a safer switch in that case. And I can just wish up, or I can switch out to my Ferrothorn and set up my own Stealth Rock. But if I switch to my Ferrothorn, it's gonna allow his Toxicroak to set up. Now he might also double switch here and switch to Toxicroak. So what's my best? What's the best thing I can do here? Don't want him to set up his Toxicroak. I'm gonna switch out to my Ferrothorn. He uses Psychic. Okay, he was expecting me. I was switching to my Toxicroak. Now he's gonna most likely switch to his Toxicroak, so I'm gonna double switch out to Thundurus. Yep, great prediction on my part. And now he's gonna most likely switch out to his Garchomp. Or even his... Yeah, he's gonna switch out to his Garchomp. So I'm gonna use Hidden Power Ice. No, he doesn't switch out. He uses Swords. Okay, shouldn't have over predicted there. He's gonna use Sucker Punch. Toxicroak is a huge problem to this team. Yeah, it's gonna KO my Thundurus. Gonna have to go to my own Toxicroak and hope that it does something against his Toxicroak. His Drain Punch is gonna do a lot of damage. And I have to go for a Sucker Punch just to weaken it. He uses his own Sucker Punch. Okay. And I'll use Ice Punch, but I'm not faster than him. Maybe it was a speed tie. Well, yeah, that's game. I can't really beat Toxicroak, so I'm gonna quit. Good game. Okay, the one thing I didn't want to face off against was another Toxicroak. Hmm. Problem with most rain teams, they're weak to Toxicroak in a number of ways. Because Toxicroak has a very few checks when using a rain team. So it was just unlucky for me to pair up against the opposing rain team with Toxicroak. So I'm going to use one of my fast sweeper teams. This team with Frostlass. Fine battle. And I'm up against HBFS. Alright. And let's lead off with my Frostlass. He has Zatu. So he might actually switch to... No, he's not going to want to switch to Zatu. But he's probably going to want to use Stealth Rock here. So I'll just use Taunt. But he's a Choice Scarfed Jirachi, so he uses Iron Head. Okay, let's go to Scizor. Take the initiative with U-turn. He switches to Sableye. Does a lot of damage to the Sableye. And let's go to Frostlass. He's gonna want to switch out here. So I'll use Ice Beam, but he stays in, loses his Sableye. That's good for me, I guess. He uses Taunt, so now I can't really use Destiny Bond. I'll just switch to my Breloom here. Now the name of this team is called Sashers and Slashers, mainly because I have 3 Pokemon with Focus Sash. I was overthinking there and used Spore, which forgot he had Zatu, so I shouldn't have done that. Bad play on my part. I'm gonna have to stay in, so I'm just gonna use Spore again just to wake up because I'm a Sash Breloom and I don't really need a sleeping Breloom anymore. He stays in. Okay. Just gonna use Bullet Seed. Uses Heat Wave, misses. Okay, in that case, that tells me it's a Heat Waving Zatu. I'll just use Bullet Seed. Nah, yeah, I don't really need a Sleeping Breloom anymore. I used Bullet Seed. I got a critical hit, but I hit 2 times, so that's like hitting 3 times basically. And let's see, he has Stealth Rock up. I don't have a spinner, so I'm just gonna send in my Frostlass as a sacrifice. And now, what I can do is, I can go to my Terrakion, but he has a Scarf Jirachi, which can revenge kill it. So, gonna have to go to something like Jellicent and use Shadow Ball. Force him to send in his Rotom Wash, which he's most likely gonna do. Yeah, and he's probably gonna Volt Switch here. Pretty bulky Rotom Wash, only did 18%. Go to Breloom to take the Volt Switch. And he's probably gonna go to his Zatu here. No, Jirachi, so he can finish off my Breloom, or he's planning to use U-turn. Most likely U-turn, so I'm just gonna stay in. Yeah, U-turn. Okay, and now he's gonna use Roost, most likely. At this point, I'm gonna have to predict him. Okay, Swords Dance, because he's gonna go to Landoris, most likely. He doesn't want to switch to Scarf Jirachi, because it's not a safe switch out. Now, I'm not gonna do much damage to his Landoris, unfortunately, because it has Intimidate. It uses U-turn, so that tells me it's a Choice Scarfed Landoris. So he has Choice Scarf Landoris, Therian, Choice Scarf Jirachi, and Bulky, Rotom Wash, Satu, and Fortress. Interesting team. I'm gonna. Should I? I could go with either, so he's not gonna switch out to Jirachi because I could go with either Stone Edge or Close Combat, so he's not gonna go to that. He could go to his Scarf Landoris Therian, or he could go to, or he would just sack his Fortress. He'd probably send it in to use Gyro Ball, so I'll just use Close Combat. Yeah. Don't want to. I have Stealth Rack, but I don't want to use that because I don't want to lose my Terrakion. Mm, okay, I still have Breloom to sacrifice. Whatever he's planning on U-turning. Sends in that. He's probably gonna U-turn. Um, I'm gonna use Close Combat here. No, he uses Earthquake. I was over predicting there because at this point I have to over predict because I'm at a disadvantage. And I'll use Fire Punch, predicting his Scarf Jirachi switch. Yep, predicted correctly. He's gonna Ice Punch, okay. And now could go to my Scizor to U-turn, force him to send in his Scarf uh, Landoris. So let's see. Landoris is at 100% health. Problem. I'm gonna have to Bullet Punch then. He switches to Rotom Wash. Unfortunately. So I have to go to my Jellicent, uses Hydro Pump, thinking I'd stay in, but no. I can take Volt Switch pretty well, so I'm going to use Recover. Yeah, only did 33% because it's a bulky Rotom Wash. And my Jellicent is very specially defensive. He's probably gonna U-turn now, or use no. He's most likely gonna use Thunder Wave. But no, he U-turns out. He doesn't really have a safe switch out other than Rotom Wash, which isn't doing much. So I'm just gonna go for a Scald Burn, hoping I get it. Nope. Now I'm just gonna recover because Volt Switch isn't gonna do much. And I am a Cursed Body Jellicent. He's probably gonna Trick here, but so I don't really want that. So I'm gonna switch out to my Jellicent. He doesn't have Trick. He uses Thunder Punch and gets the Lucky Paralysis, which of course is chances of happening is 20% with Serene Grace. And he's gonna wanna switch out here, so I'm gonna U-turn. Yep. And I'll send in my Dragon Knight, who's gonna deal a lot of damage now. He doesn't have a safe switch out, so he's probably gonna stay in, yeah. And now he's gonna go to his Landoris. Unfortunately for me, my Scizor is weakened, so I have to go to that. It's not gonna do much. Jellicent. Now I have the advantage here of being able to, while the rest of his team basically, he's gonna switch out to his Rotom Wash. Um, predicting that I'm gonna switch to my Dragon Knight, but he switches to his Jirachi. I'll just extreme speed it, and I'm gonna have to stay in. So extreme speed, and I'll be left with the Jellicent. I'm just gonna recover back to health. just to be safe. Let's see. He's gonna go to his Rotomash. And now this is gonna be a stall war, but he does have no, but I do have cursed body, so if he does go for Volt Switch, it's gonna get immobilized or disabled. And now I'll just use recover just to be safe. Yeah, like something safe from a Volt Switch critical hit. This puts me in a position of where Earthquake might do a bit too much on my Jellicent. I'm gonna calculate it. Nandoris's max attack 427, I believe. 100 stab boost. Normal damage to my Jellicent, which is maxed in HP but no defensive EVs. 404, 176. So Earthquake is gonna do that much to my Jellicent. Now, unless if it is a adamant natured Landoris, it basically has about 5% chance or less of OH killing my Jellicent. I'm gonna have to go with recover, hope for cursed body, cause um Volt Switch from Road to Mosh is gonna take out my Jellicent. Earthquake does 66%. I'm hoping I get minimum damage here. Nope. Okay, but he does get critical hit, and there the Earthquake was disabled. Oh well, good game, very close. So tune in for the next episode as I still have so many teams and lots of stuff to try out. So I'll see you then.